I've left it a little late, but finally I'm going to cut down the old raspberry canes. I know they're starting to spring up. Cut these strings off. Very handy for keeping them in place though. I don't need it just now. They've decided to grow around this side of the shed. I didn't plant it there. I'm going to tidy these up and I'll keep the strongest ones for plant supports. That's a good idea. The rest I'll just chop it in little bits and scatter around there, so it won't get wasted. I don't know why I left that so long. It's one of those gardening jobs. It's so simple, takes a couple of minutes and it gets put off and it gets put off anyway. It's done now, but they are starting to go. Let me show you. See, that might not have been obvious when I was chopping them down, but they've all got new growth coming. It's a great sight. I just need to remember to keep coming out and thinning them out. They do have a tendency to get very crowded. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, I've chopped up the twigs, sprinkled them round, mainly at the back, because, and this might gross some of you out, that's where the rats come out. Yeah, I'm kind of used to seeing them now and again, but I do try to discourage them. The dog catches as many as he can. So it's gross, but it's very common round here. Not really a big deal. Oh, sprinkle some of this. Cover up the weeds, you never saw them. I'm not so bothered about weeds in the garden as I am at the allotment, as you can imagine. Try and get it away from the wood though. Hope nothing jumps up and bites my fingers. Right, I've chucked some compost on. And whatever else is there I can just rot down. I'll pull it away from the wood a wee bit more so it's not actually touching. And that'll be it. Perfect. Well, after the success of the raspberry canes, I decided let's come up to the allotment for a little while. Not very long, I must admit, but just a little. You know, every little bit I do here, I always say it always helps. It all helps, every little tiny bit you can do. So although there's not a huge difference, there's a bit of a difference, so I thought I'd show you what we've managed to do today. This is the bay that was totally covered in weeds. If you remember, we did the seaweed a few weeks ago. And our kale is still going. That's the red winter. If you haven't grown kale, try the red winter, it's fantastic. This one, however, is not doing so well. That's going to go to flower now, so that's seen the end. But the red winter, look at that, it might not be big leaves now, but very, oh, sweet, delicious, lovely. Love it. I'll take some of that. But really what we've been doing is just working on getting the weeds out. There was a couple of cabbages there, so I've taken them out. And all that's left here is to deal with this. And believe it or not, that is, well, you will believe it, because that's the homemade compost. And so the chickweed has taken over. The good thing is, wait, I'll show you, because it's soft and look, it just comes out, roots and all, very easily. So that is not going to take long to clear, so I'm not too worried about that. The annoying thing is I'm still getting couch grass coming through from next door, like this sort of thing. Oh, see? Make sure I try and get roots and all. Anyway, I need to dig that out a wee bit. And mint is under all this. Now you see, if you're going to plant mint, please do yourself and your neighbours a favour and put it in a bucket or a big pot or something, but don't just plant it in the ground so it can come under the fence and then grow all over someone else's plot. not so good. Anyway, I'll show you what else we've done. But that's my outdoor garlic. It's not doing brilliantly, but here is where I did it last year and nothing happened, but they're coming up. Well, some of them are coming up now, which I find a bit odd. But I had a few cabbages in here, so I've taken them out and wooded that area. So, oh, that was a good start. But you know what I've noticed? You know how they tell us buy parsnip seeds new every year? Well, here's ones that I put in last year, and they're growing now. So I'm wondering, should I just put seeds in any old time and leave them? I don't know. But I've got a lot of parsnips sprouting up now, but that's not really what I wanted to show you, but I just thought it was interesting, so, you know. This is the last area that I'm going to tackle once I finish that corner I just showed you. My pathetic leeks, look at them. Isn't that awful? They haven't done well at all. I don't know what went wrong. Never mind. I'll get this patch cleaned up, and that's where the squash are going to go this year. And this is the garlic in the polytunnel, looking a lot healthier and happier. It was covered in chickweed. I cleared that today, watered it. They're looking good. And on the other side, I just did a bit of weeding. One or two there still, and there was a massive tunnel going all the way along the back. So somebody's been in. In fact, there's still a bit of it. I can't reach it. Don't know if you can see that. Probably not in this light. But yeah, somebody's been visiting. But I'll end on some good news. The rhubarb is making an appearance. I love seeing that every year. On the other patch, it's a much older patch, it's just showing here and there. But it's coming. It's always actually a bit slower, this one, for some reason. I've noticed that over the years. And I don't know what kind they are. Somebody gave me a bit and I've just been... This is actually a bit I took off the one I just showed you, so this is the newer one. I've had it growing for years, but look at that. I'm going to have lots of lovely rhubarb this year. So that's it really. I just thought I'd give you a quick update on what I've been doing up here on the allotment after doing a little bit in the garden. The fence panel has been fixed so I can actually get out in the garden and get the pots all sorted now. I was using them to block the gap in the fence so the dog didn't escape. That was all I had. So yeah, I can get that started now. So if you've made it this far, thank you very much for joining me. I do appreciate your company and I hope you'll join me in the next one. But until then, you take care of yourself.